let's get into it. 1, 2, 3. Let's get some more. Clap your hands. Some more. Just give some more.
Oh, and we are back, and I'm going to kick this over to Mike right away because we're going to let him go over some of the whiskey first today.
Do some rambling.
I'm past the
All
baton.
right. So you have the bottle.
I do. I'll spin
Okay.
it. I have the old bottle,
Okay.
which I'm going to say that I think I like. For this edition, I think I like this better than I like the new bottle. I don't mind the new bottle for the other ones, but I think this is kind of your fancier release. I like this bottle and label. I think I like the label much better myself.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. So John's Lane, it is a 12-year Irish single pot. It is from my understanding of it. It might be the same recipe as Redbreast 12. It might be, but I could not find a confirmation. I found a couple of places that speculated because it's Middleton, except for it is a higher ABV than Redbreast 12.
Mm-hmm.
And they Redbreast does more sherry or longer in the sherry finishing, I think, is what it had said. But it definitely, I think it has it may not have the longer sherry exposure, but I think it has a better sherry nose than the Redbreast does.
Oh, well,
that's my opinion, and I just had Redbreast 12 too. So
that's a gigantic statement. 46%, and let's see here. It's been matured mainly in American oak casks with a small inclusion of Iberian oak.
Oh, okay.
I'll be
Let's
honest.
hear for the Iberians.
I didn't even know they were involved in the oak game. So
I did not either. I was only familiar with the term Iberian Peninsula.
Yeah, me too. Made me think there. So we'll jump into this.
Yeah. So no, it's nose wise. It's I think it has more of a wine nose to it than the Redbreast does. And it's denser, but I get apricot and like cooked brown sugar.
Definitely get to cooked brown sugar. Apricot, like a apricot / peachy kind of thing going on.
Yeah. Yeah, like maybe a peach or apricot cobbler.
I would definitely say that I think that just on the nose alone, if this is the same mash bill as Redbreast, clearly the Redbreast does have a longer time in the sherry cask.
Yes.
I think. So I think it gets more like a deeper berry note to it. Obviously, a little bit of butter cookie.
Yeah, and I get some a little chocolate.
Yeah, that's what I love about it. There's the chocolate. There's that. It's got that classic copper pot still note to it.
Yeah.
That I love. So
I'm not getting a big metallic note either, which is nice.
No, that's the difference why I'm thinking it has more of a wine nose to it than the Redbreast, but it just.
I agree with you. I think it's more of like a lighter. I don't want to call it a white wine, but kind of a lighter wine than.
Yeah. It's maybe more of an accent than a marriage that the Redbreast is.
Yeah.
Well, this is a single pot still, so you're not getting that blend of grain whiskey in there, correct?
That should be accurate. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's all. I think I even have a note here. Is it all malted barley?
I believe so, but. And then definitely like a honey note in there.
Yeah.
Like a butter cookie that's got like honey kind of smeared over the top of it.
Yeah.
There's
Not bad.
Vanilla cream.
I can see that. Still a little iffy, but I'll get a taste in here. big on that apricot-y flavor for me on the first little bit. The first, like, third. Once I actually opened up and got some air coming through, that kind of took center stage for a second for me.
And it has, this might be blasphemous to your Irish people, but it almost initially, it's like, could this be Scotch? Could this be a light Scotch? And then it's like, oh no, wait, there's the butter cookies.
I think maybe it's more the power of suggestion with you two that I'm getting more chocolate on this than I have the last couple of times I've tried it. Like, I don't know if I was missing that before, but right now it is coming through a little bit heavier than what I had in the past. So
I get a coconut too.
Mm-hmm.
A little coconut.
That chocolate note is always something that's been pretty prominent for me on this, and one of the reasons the John's Lane just has I don't know, it's got a special place in my heart because year and a half ago, I really didn't care for Irish that much. I found it mostly boring. And then I experienced this one, and it totally just, I don't know, kicked down the door for me for Irish. Once I liked this one, I started really enjoying the others, but this is the one that did it for me.
I hear what you're saying about kind of the Scotch. It's got a nice kind of oily mouthfeel and finish to it. Like, that's really sticking around quite a bit. And I get some more, I want to say, an explosion of tame flavors on the finish. Like, after I swallow, honey, the apricot, a little of that bread note, a little bit of spice for a second. All kind of happen almost at the end on the finish for me. So I think that's more, for me, a little more exciting than me.
I was trying to figure out this note because I got it a little on the nose, and then I definitely got it on the palate. But it's, I don't like fresh roasted nuts. You know, they got a bunch of sugar on it.
It's interesting. This is the first time I've noticed this, but that apricot that's really, really strong in there, as it finishes out, it starts to roll over to like a ripe cantaloupe note for me. I'm starting to get this really ripe cantaloupe melon note on the tail end of it there.
See that? I wish you
finish.
Wish you two hadn't mentioned that damn coconut flavor. Like, now all of a sudden that's like picking up, and that's ugh, for me. But I mean, like, it's not killing the drink for me, but like, it was like, I wish I go back in there and bury that son of a bitch note. Just...
Ben, are you getting that pad thai note?
Pad thai. Let's see.
Yeah. Pad thai or spring rolls?
That's that peanut kind of flavor I think you were talking about.
I'm messing with you on the power suggestion.
Yeah, I'm looking, I'm digging. There's
there's a little bit of a nut in there. I'm like,
nuts, basically. You know,
I'm not getting any Thai food, but I get nut. But I don't know. I think compared to some of the other ones I had, I might lean more towards those, but I think that's because, for me, I think some of the other deeper, like, berry notes or stone fruit notes were in them. I like this. It's not my favorite Irish. It's not, I don't know. It might be in my, like, top 5, but it's just not in the top 3 for me.
I think what I discovered when I really started to when I first got this Powers, the John's Lane, and first sip, I think for me what it did, I realized how much I love pot still and the notes that come from a pot still. And so after having this and getting into Irish a little bit more, started tasting some, pot still bourbons and other whiskeys that were pot still, and I was recognizing that note that to me is very distinct that comes from a pot still, and finding how much, oh man, that's why I like this whiskey, and that's why I like this whiskey so much. It's the pot still and the way they're using that particular still and what character that it gives to the whiskey, and I've still found that to be true for my palate, for my taste. That's something I really gravitate towards, and I guess that's one reason I like this one so much. But I found it really taught me what the notes of a pot still, what that contributes to.
It's hard not to appreciate a door opener You know,
Yeah.
like like, oh yeah, that one did this for me. Plus, I mean, I think I enjoy pot still quite a bit. You know, like just
Yeah.
overall for what you're getting, you just get a little bit more unique kind of flavorings to it. Not to say the other ones, obviously I love other whiskeys too, but I just like and I find it to be a little more oily
Mm-hmm.
than some of the other ones where you get a kind of a nice mouth feel out of it where it sticks around and clings a little bit. Even if it doesn't have to be powerful, you can feel it kind of hanging around. Even on this, I still have a bit of it in here. But yeah. Overall, where would you rate it Mike, in your scale of Irish whiskey? It sounds like Ben's maybe in the top 1 or 3 for where he's at with his. Would that
Probably
be
about number 3.
But number 3? Okay.
It's yeah, that's a good question. I don't think it's that high necessarily on the Irish. Powers as a brand, I like Powers and I've not had anything bad Powers ever.
Yeah.
Even just the old standard gold that stuff was fantastic. It's Irish is kind of hard for me, and really, I mean, Redbreast it's good. I like it, but then when you get to have like a Redbreast cast strength, to me that really screwed the whole curve up. because it just, I mean, it was just, well, what would this Irish be like amped up? It's like, well, you just found out, so now the average has been shot. So that's a good question. I mean, it's good. I like all Irish, but definitely not having that the metallic note puts it up higher than just a run of the mill Irish for me. But yeah, I don't know. I couldn't figure out a ranking.
Even like I remember when I started with like Tullamore Dew, and I liked that when I first had it. It's, price point and everything, and just enjoyed it. But it like just all of a sudden you then find out that like how that the grain and the metallic note kind of gets filtered out through other people, and you're like, yeah, that is still really good for the cost, but at the same time, at least the base release. But I was like, but it's neat to not have that in there, because I think once you start noticing that, and like an original Jameson, then when you go back to it, you're like, there it is. Like you're always kind of pegging on it, which honestly is not fair, but I find it nicer without that metallic note.
Yeah.
I've set this one down side by side with Redbreast cast strength before, and as great as it is, and as much as I love the rich, big notes you get out of it, to me, I get more nuance out of the Powers, and that's what I appreciate a little bit more about it. The two that I've had that are my top 2 Irish so far, it's age statement. It's Redbreast 21 and Bushmills 21. Both of those are just amazing.
Yeah, more time in the barrel does some good stuff for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
but for me, I get a little bit more nuance out of the Powers versus the Redbreast, the cast strength, and that's something I appreciate about it. But I can certainly see why others, the cast strength would be superior. So
I get that. Well, I think that's a fair assessment of this little dram. Plus, it's kind of running thin. So stop in and hit the like, comment, and subscribe. I always do that as subscribe and like and leave a comment, damn it.
do all of it, man.
Do all of it. Do all 3.
Yeah.
Get excited.
Hit all the buttons.
Get excited with your clicker finger. Get moving on it. So next time we will see you. I think when this one airs, the next one person we might be having on the channel will be back to Fred Swanson. He's going to be coming on next Monday, and he's going to be talking about Dancing Goat Distillery and the Solera aging system, and maybe some other stuff going on at Dancing Goat as well too. I think I'm really kind of excited about that, because I feel like he's going to give us a little bit better knowledge, at least into their version of the Solera aging system. And I know he's always been kind of excited about trying to get that information out about the barrel aging process they're doing there, because they're doing, I think, normal aging in 1 or 2, and then they're kind of bringing it together and marrying it, and then dropping it through the Solera. So I think that'll be a good episode for a lot of people who don't understand what's going on with that. And I'll be honest, I was probably wrong in my thought process. So it'll be new information for me too. So everyone out there should stop in for that. But until then, you guys have a good rest of the night. Remember, it's not the size of the den that matters. It's the love of whiskey. Cheers, everyone.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Let's get into it. 1, 2, 3.